I started doing my walks, my working out, power walking, whatever you want to call it, because just in the last month that I've been doing it, I actually feel tremendously better. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, right now I get up. Look at that. I just jumped up. No problem. No pain. Everything's good. My legs feel healthy. I can easily move around. No problem.
Okay. So we're gonna hang out for half an hour, guys. This is gonna be open Q&A session. Please support the stream. As you can see, the support today was quite low. I don't know why people did not turn out and like that game. I liked it. It was something different that broke up my content, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay. So here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an impromptu, quick 30-minute or so Q&A session here on DSP Gaming. We just finished up Still Wakes the Deep, which was a shorter game, and we have a little bit of extra time on today's stream, so I'm just opening it up to open discussion. And if anyone wants to talk, tag in the chat. Let's see what people have to talk about. The voice actor for Roy did voice work in Elden Ring. I'm sure a lot of voice actors do voice work for many different games these days. There's a game on PS Extra called After Us, a neat short adventure game, 10 hours long, free if you have PS Extra. Will you check it out? No, I don't have PS Extra. So unless it's something that people want to see, I've never heard of it until this moment. What's for dinner tonight? I think my wife is making a new chicken dish she started making, and she's kind of like tweaking it. What it is white meat chicken with diced peppers, variety of peppers mixed together, different colors, pineapple, and a few other things like herbs, spices, and like a sweet and sour sauce. You cook it all together. You put it over a bowl of white rice. So it's kind of like a sweet and sour chicken deal, but it has other things with it, which is really good. So we're having that for dinner tonight. Can I share with you how I defeated depression? No, because there's no such thing as defeating depression.
Wow. I decided to blind react to this in that I haven't pre-watched the clip, and Jesus Christ, what the fuck did I just walk into? I mean, I suppose one could make the argument that depression can't be cured, but rather coped with, but you'd want to lay that out pretty quick in the conversation. God, I'm actually worried. Where is he going with this?
When you have depression, you're going to kind of have it on and off your whole life, right? For me, it was finding things positive in my life that outweighed the negatives and focusing on those, and eventually finding ways to improve my life to the point where, like, I'm not reminded about the depression all the time anymore, right? Like, there's nothing awful going on that I'm thinking, oh my God, depression. I still get it some days. There's literally days if things are going wrong or whatever that, like, I just don't want to get out of bed. One of those happened. Was it earlier this year? I'm trying to remember exactly when it happened. But there was a day when I totally just was so crushed and not feeling good and did not want to get out of bed. And my wife basically pulled me out of bed and was like, no, you're not going to do that. Come on, let's go. And that was very nice of her to get me out of that, because I probably would have been pretty bad off. I can't remember what it was. It was something that happened earlier this year, I think. Either late last year or earlier this year. I can't remember exactly what it was. Something really bad had happened. And it was really messed up. It was making me feel very depressed. But I can't remember.
Having depression on and off your whole life, this is not like the flu, Phil. It's more like alcoholism. Oh, fuck, bad example. Because Phil thinks one can be cured of alcoholism. So let's use a different analogy. It's, we can ask Steve of the Dead about this one, and it actually should relate to Phil. I mean, it doesn't relate to Phil because he doesn't have this problem, but I digress. It's like crippling back pain due to nerve damage. Sometimes it's manageable. Some days it's not manageable, but it's never just gone. And as I mentioned previously, the stance he's taken of it's not something you defeat is one I disagree with, but in the spirit of giving Phil the benefit of the doubt, I can say that the notion is correct. But right after this technically correct statement, he talks about the condition as though it's like a cold sore or something. Worse yet, he implies that depression has to have a triggering event or a catalyst. It doesn't, Phil, at all. As someone diagnosed with major depressive disorder, I can tell you I've been waylaid by a bout of depression after a great day previously. It doesn't require stimuli to trip the breaker, so to speak. But Filbert has the cure, boys and girls. He just focuses on good things and not remind himself of the things that depress him. And I don't have a bit here. I just had to say it out loud to see if it sounded as ridiculous coming out of my mouth, and it sure fucking does. The most egregious offense of this bit, like I said, it could get worse, I haven't pre-watched this, is the I still have it sometimes that he follows up with how he didn't want to get out of bed. And I'm not going to make this story hour with the bro, suffice it to say not wanting to get out of bed, while something that hits me when I'm suffering through a bad wave, is one of the mildest symptoms, in my opinion. And if you are depressed or feel alone out there, just know I'm in your corner, I'm rooting for you, and I love you. Platonically, of course, but you get the gist.
But anyway, when you have depression, essentially it just sometimes comes back, and you might have a day where there's absolutely no reason whatsoever for you not to be feeling good, and you just feel like shit. You feel awful about yourself. You feel awful about everything around you. You just don't want to do anything, right? Everything's doom and gloom, and you can't get out of that mode, and it just happens. That's depression, man. But there's, as long as you have positive things, positive influences, things that are meaningful to you around you, you can get yourself distracted enough that you don't feel that depression all the time. Because there's a time when I was feeling like that all the time. And I don't anymore, which is great, right? Okay.
Okay, so see, this is the downside of blind reacting. He can correct himself. And although the correction feels wrong, like he first mentioned something that happened to cause his depressive bout, then he followed it up with, you don't have to have anything go wrong, whatever. I'm not going to hyperanalyze this, but he is correct in this notion when he says, you don't have to have anything going wrong in order to feel depressed. Now, his next take, however, is so bad, Quantum TV seems rational by comparison. Phil says that as long as you surround yourself with things that are positive and meaningful, you can distract yourself so you don't feel depression. That's like, don't follow this man's advice. If I was running a campaign for public office against Phil, I'd stop here. I just let the crowd take this in because the chemical imbalance that is depression doesn't detect positive and meaningful things around you and allow you to just ignore it. It's why SSRIs and SNRIs exist, Phil. And if one miracle wasn't enough, not only did Seattle deherniate Phil's discs, it also cleared up that nasty, temporary, and obviously not chronic, depressive episode he had. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Let's see here. What flavor of water is that? Something that you learn to manage and live with when it creeps up. You don't cure it. There's no curing depression. You know, that's like saying, you know, how do you cure anything with the brain? Shock therapy or whatever, like doctors used to say you think you could do, right? Do I think antidepressants are a scam? No. Antidepressants all work in very different ways. Like, I'm aware there's some antidepressants, all they do is they numb you. So they numb you so there's no emotion. It's like, so would you rather go through life with negative emotions or no emotion, right? Like, is either better? I don't know. He was telling people their names in Russian. Was he going to notify me that's what he was doing? I didn't know what the hell he was doing. Right? Why is he speaking Russian in my chat? It's an English chat. You speak random Russian words in the middle of my chat, I'm not going to know what you're talking about. And I'm going to ban you. Right? There, I unbanned him. I didn't know what the hell he was saying.
First of all, no. No antidepressant is prescribed with the intent of numbing you. It's to try and level you. No doctor ever prescribes a patient saying, well, Jimmy, we think we have just the thing for you. You said you're sad. This will make you numb to everything. Now, are there instances where SSRIs or other medications have caused emotional blunting? Of course, this is well known. But the way Phil is talking, you'd think that the doctors were throwing scripts out with the idea that you will feel nothing after taking this, which is just delusional. Then, after an amazing gap of like 4 seconds of just pure dead air, Stalin himself, oh wait, Russian is bad, Mussolini himself comes out of left field to say, if you speak in Russian in my chat, I'm gonna ban you. Why, Phil? Why? What pain is it causing you? Why does it matter? Why can't you just let it go?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little disappointed that people didn't turn out for Still Wakes the Deep. You know, it's a variety style game. We knew it was short, right? We knew it would be done in 2 streams, which is good. It didn't overstay its welcome. We knew that it was going to be a first-person survival horror game, right? We did not know if there was going to be combat. We didn't know if it was going to be just sneaking. You know, when I started playing it, I actually really liked the atmosphere and the build-up and the plot and the graphics. There's a lot to like about the game, but I just don't know why, for some odd reason, people don't turn out for indie games. Because it's an indie game, right? It is. Everyone knows that. This is a smaller group of devs. This is not some big AAA game. We knew it was a Game Pass game going into it, right? But I feel like some people are just so biased against it, you know? It's like, dude, it's 2 quick streams. It was entertaining for what it was. And hey, let's be honest. A game like that, if you don't have Game Pass, you probably want to watch someone play it. You don't want to buy it. So it'd be a good thing you didn't, right? Because honestly, that game's too short. And with no ending, you probably don't want to spend money on it either, right? So the way I see it is, that would be a great playthrough. But where is everybody, right? We had low attendance, low support for 2 days straight. It's like, I don't get it. Why? Because of that, because of its length, and because of the big plot elaborations and twists. It makes it pretty interesting. But at the same time, this game was fine because it's Game Pass, right?
Again, the question I ask every single time he begs due to low attendance or low support because the game he's playing must be asked. Why do you think that just because you find something entertaining, or a game is new, or it's what everyone asked for, etc., why do any of these factors entitle you to your viewers' money? How did you earn the money, Phil? Were you entertaining? Apparently not. They spoke with their wallets and they said, not for me. And this has always upset me about Phil. His entire business strategy is, I played the game, you owe me money, which is such a bratty mentality to have, transactional even. Phil, when will you get it through your head that if you are a decent person, if you are entertaining, if you have a personality beyond being a victim, and you can put on a halfway decent act, people will willingly donate without you having to ask for it, or perhaps a more appropriate word would be beg for it. I'll assume that he'll figure this out around the time Down from the Rafters stops logging in.
Well, Maddie, I'm glad you feel that way. Maddie says he's been tuning into streams recently. Used to hear all the detractor stuff. Seems like none of the stuff that they really harp on is true. I don't know what else to say. You said it, not me, right? I don't sit here and say that. They say it. You people come in here and say it, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know. 90% of the time they're making it up or they're exaggerating something so dumb, right? They turn it into a overblown thing that makes no sense. Like, for example, last week when I'm playing Street Fighter, I turned to the audience and everyone in chat's talking about stakes or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm playing Street Fighter. I wish more people were watching the stream and paying attention to my Street Fighter gameplay. I'll let it ride. So I let it ride for like a half an hour. I kept playing. I turned back again a half an hour later. And again, it's the entire chat doing it. And that's when I realized there was a bunch of sock accounts in there that were literally in there to do it on purpose to try to get my stream derailed. Because this is what these people do, is they orchestrate stuff in my streams to try to get a reaction either out of me or out of the viewers so they have content. So literally they're doing this on purpose.
I love how he doesn't realize he's biting the hook right now. Just like explicitly explains what bait is and how he doesn't fall for bait and goes on to talk about bait. Just like the bait wanted. But this also shines a light onto his rigidness, which is really weird to me, as is his obsession to control his chat and not get derailed. So chat goes off on the stakes thing and stays on it for 30 minutes. Okay, why not just have fun with it? Why not participate? Why does the attention have to be solely on you? Yes, I know it's because Phil has the ego of Steven Seagal, but go with me on this. Why did you have to rage out at chat about stakes? And why are you bringing it up again? Just let it die, man. Otherwise, you're just proving all of the detractors right in that you take the bait.
In order to derail my stream so that there could be videos later today in that day about it, right? So I yelled at people like, guys, stop. You know, you're here for a reason. It's supposed to be for my stream. You're not supposed to be here to be completely derailing it. And literally there's no one in the chat who wants to talk about the game anymore because all you're doing is talking about fucking steaks and barbecue. Like, what are you doing? Right? Then someone actually gave me lip after. Like, they're yelling at me. Like, I don't have the right to do that in my own chat. Yes, I do. It's right in the rules. Try to stay on topic. Don't derail the streams. Why would you come to a Street Fighter stream to then come and talk about barbecue food for 45 minutes? It doesn't make sense, right? It wasn't like it was an open chat. Like, right now, you want to talk about barbecue food? Go for it. We'll all talk about it. But not during a Street Fighter stream. So anyway, literally the entire interaction about that lasted about maybe 2 minutes out of a 2.5-hour stream. And then we moved on. It was done. It was over with. So guess what the detractors did for 2 days? Made videos about it. As if it was literally a giant, awful thing that happened. And of course, they over-exaggerate it. They overblow it. They make it seem like that's what the entire stream was. And I'm some kind of an unhinged lunatic.
Jesus Christ, Phil, you're actively campaigning against yourself. Someone said they came to your stream and they don't see what us detractors are talking about. How did you go from that into a toxic defense of your chat and the rules and how it's your stream? How are you this simple-minded? How are you so egocentric that members can't talk about anything except you or the game? Are you that desperate for attention and validation? What changes between a Q&A and a gameplay stream? Please explain this, Phil. I am desperate to understand. I swear, it's like I'm Deanne Fossey and I'm trying to understand the gorilla that is Phil Burnell. And I think he's grossly underestimating the time of 2 minutes, but to his observations of the detractors made videos about it, yes, Phil. It's the out-of-pocket shit that you think is no big deal that is, in fact, a big deal. You dismissing it as 2 minutes of a stream is like someone saying it was only 2 minutes of porn in the middle of a Disney film. It doesn't matter how awesome that Disney film was. Everyone is going to be talking about the 2 minutes of inappropriate material. Also, we don't make you out to be an unhinged lunatic. Your behavior does. Write that down, Phil.
When in reality, it was 120 seconds. And then we all moved on. I went right back to playing, and there was no problems at all, you know? But that's what they do. They literally will take something so small and blow it up so that they have content. And that's all it's about. Make no mistake. It's not like they don't want me to improve. They don't want my content to be better. They don't think I'm actually an awful person.
Phil, that is an inaccurate statement. Based on how you've treated John Rambo and Howard, based on how you treated Panda, based on how you treat your wife now, how you treat your cat, how you treat your fans, how you treat people in your chat, how you treat your donors, you are reprehensible. You are one of the worst humans on the planet.
They just want content. They want to make drama content so they can make money. So they will completely overblow anything to make it something profitable for them. So that's why. If you're hearing all this detractor stuff, and then you come over here, you're like, boy, I was on a stream for like 3 days. Nothing, like anything they say happens really happened at all. Like, what are they talking about, right? Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's true. Why are there so many troll videos of me? Because they're profitable. It's just that simple. Because they make money. If there was no monetization on bullying or on defamation content on YouTube, these people would not exist. Because they're only doing it for money. That's it.
DSP the hypocrite, ladies and gentlemen. I suppose he thinks he didn't bully King Be Cruel, Arkham, Lavinia, RG Beef, anyone who disagrees with his chat, anyone who asks where his money goes, or YouTube coders. No, I'm assuming that according to him, they all had it coming. Because that sounds like the same thought process an abusive person would have. And hey, wouldn't you know it, Phil's an abusive person.
Another crap. Yeah, keep in mind that YouTube hides behind a law that has been in existence for a while that essentially says that any website or business that allows free input, like free uploading of content, any social media site essentially, is not responsible for the content. They are responsible if it gets flagged and they get notified that the content exists and it's against their terms of service, they're responsible for taking it down. But they are not responsible for said content, which is why on YouTube, no lie, there's videos of people being beheaded, there's videos of murder, there's videos of drug use, there's videos of sexual abuse, and they actually rely on the community to flag the content, so then they will deem it against the terms of service and remove it. So if that's the case and they hide behind that law, I mean, everything's fair game. Unless someone mass reports a video, they'll always be there. If people actually mass reported detractor content and said, this is really offensive bullying content, it's actually factually untrue and it shouldn't be on the site, the content will go away.
Wow. And I bet he'll look at the camera with a straight face and say that he doesn't condone mass flagging or ops against detractors sometime in the next few weeks. Look, there are people I vehemently dislike. There are some I loathe, some I despise, but Phil has the unique personality of being someone who is so egotistical it makes you dislike him, is so toxic it shocks you, and is so infatuated with himself he makes Hollywood celebrities look humble by comparison, and all that might be forgiven if the man wasn't the biggest coward to ever grace the planet. Like, runs from a fight, would let his friends and family get murdered if he got to live kind of coward. No code of ethics, no integrity, and absolutely no honor. And it's because of this kind of crap that people latch onto and hate Phil so much. Because it's absolutely deserved.
But no one does that because people are drama queens who like that kind of content. They want to consume toxic content because they're messed up people. So that's what I mean. If as a community, YouTube came together and says, we don't want this content on the site, this is really fucked up content, you know, and flagged it as saying, no, here's why it's actually against terms of service. There's bullying, there's misinformation, it's really fucked up. It wouldn't exist. But no one does that. It's that. There should be 100% rules against that kind of stuff, but what can you do? Right? And there's nothing you can really do. Like, even if you report it, YouTube just most of the time ignores it. YouTube will really only pay attention if you sue. So if someone slaps a lawsuit, they'll pay attention. Or if it actually has something that's harmful. Like, for example, if a detractor put out a video that actually revealed personal information that shouldn't be there. Like if they had a video with my address in it or my phone number in it, you can then flag it. But that's about it. That's all they care about. You could literally sit here and you can talk nonstop negative about someone on YouTube and they don't care. It doesn't even matter if anything you say is true. Only if you say the most extreme things. If you accuse someone of being a murderer or something, that probably would get taken down. But anything else, they don't give a shit. It's all allowed.
Phil would be a totalitarian ruler, and there's no way to change my mind. Oh, this also leads me to believe that he and Kat's relationship is less than good. Let's leave it at that. Dude explained free speech as if it was an inconvenience, like we shouldn't have it. I love and hate how he can't see past his own damn ego, how he doesn't realize his shit talking about Keemstar would make him a Keemstar detractor, and you know he'd claim he's a victim if anyone tried to silence him, but anyone critical of him, well, they're just damn dirty detractors, and they need to go.
Yeah, me too, Dabhands. Like, Dabhands says, I can honestly say I never really watched or seen troll content videos. I don't care for them. Unless there's a reason, like if someone notifies me, you really should watch this one because it's so harmful, right? There's a reason directly you should watch this because this could hurt you and your family. Be aware of it. Then I've seen it, but I literally don't watch any of the detractor shit. There's no point. The moment that you even entertain it and give it a moment of your consideration, you've given too much attention to it, and that's all they want. Same thing with Kick. Right now, no one sued them yet. Probably because no one sees them as a big enough threat to the music industry or the movie industry. But the moment that they grow big enough for that, they will be sued and they will have to change just like everybody else. No one is immune to the rules, you know? All right. So, guys, That's it. I'm out of here to upload the conclusion of the playthrough. I'm back tonight with Street Fighter 6 Zangief, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It would be great if you could come back and hang out. And of course, if you could support that stream, as you can see, I got a really slow stream here for support. So it'd be great to have a better stream tonight of Street Fighter.
Right, Phil. You don't know about us detractors, yet you know about what we're making videos on. You talk subtly about topics certain detractors touch on, and you're constantly butthurt that we exist. But you don't watch detractor content, as if his ego would allow that. And remember, everything that the detractors say are lies. We embellish, we make up, we exaggerate. Like, okay, so they say I'm like an e-beggar or whatever. Like, whatever, morons. What are they even talking about? Now, guys, the stream has been really slow, so if you could support before the end of the stream, that would be great. And that's the end of this stream, or rather this clip. So let's get another one ready to make this yet another double feature. Now, I've never done a video with a Mighty D clip in it, but it's a little different than Doody or Snort Hogan. Big ups, obviously. Mighty D throws clips in to add some spice, and wow, his videos are exploding with flavor. Here we go.
Imagine I just press one button, I get to do it. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Here's Phil to tell you more.
There's more people playing Street Fighter 6 on PC than any other platform. So because of that, I know that's going to have the biggest fighting game player base if I buy it on Steam, right? Fingers crossed we'll be able to run it. I mean, it's basically a classic game suite. It's not anything that you think would be crazy on a processor. You know, I was able to play a game such as Pizza Tower, which is, again, 2D sprites, crazy amount of action, 60 frames. You would think if I could play Pizza Tower, I should be able to play the MVC collection on the mini PC. I really hope so.
If it doesn't work, I'm going to get upset.
You know, I want for once to be in that crowd of people playing the best version, so I hope that I can do it. Now, I want to give credit where credit is due, because I do feel like I should give credit where credit is due. There was a content creator who championed bringing back Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in particular to the masses. Not only just emulate it on Fightcade that isn't really accessible to a lot of people, but to actually bring in a version of the game that everyone could play, right? So I want to give a shout out to Maximilian Dude today, because a few years ago, he started the free MVC2 movement on social media. Everyone was making videos about it at the time. And then sadly, it got derailed when Arcade 1UP got the rights to MVC2 to make a stupid arcade cabinet with inferior controls, a lag in the visuals, an online play that didn't even materialize until like 6 months after they sold the cabinet. They fucked it up, and now I'm gonna get fucked over, not them. They should be the ones getting fired, not me. And I hate to say it, a bunch of people in the FGC shilled this cabinet, saying, oh, this is free MVC2, when it wasn't. That's not entry-level accessibility for everyone. That's literally selling people an overpriced piece of garbage to make profits for a company and to take a sponsorship deal. Bono Semo says the cabinet still doesn't work properly. Online play still is wonky and doesn't work. So imagine spending, you know, $500 to $1,000 to buy that cabinet, and it's a piece of shit.
What are we even doing here? We're thanking Maximilian Dude, big ups, for starting a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 campaign? I mean, didn't Phil, like, talk shit on Maximilian Dude, and now he's plugging him? I'm so fucking lost here. Like, what are we doing?
Because some FGC guy told you to because you believed them, right? Unbelievable.
And I'm excited for that coming up later this year. And again, shout out to Maximilian, who actually championed for these games to become accessible, and now they are again. Maybe I'll actually get a rematch against him. You may not realize this, but many, many years ago when that MVC collection was released on consoles, I think it was like 2012, one late night, not recording or anything, I was drinking. Because liquor is quicker. And I wanted to play, just do random matches, so I was playing off camera. And it just so happens I matchmade with Maximilian, and we had a set. It was a good set. He beat me because he was using Strider, who's the best character in the game.
And I was laggy because I was drinking.
Oh, okay. We're dick riding and clout chasing. This makes so much more sense now. Please continue, Pigman.
Like, I was so, like, delayed in what I was doing, and I didn't record or commentate. It was only his side, because he recorded it and basically put it on his channel. And I was like, damn, if I had known I was going to play him and we were going to be doing that, I totally would have taken it way more seriously and not been drinking or anything.
Because liquor is quicker.
Check all the stuff out. Get caught up on it. Have a good time. Please leave comments on the videos, because what I've noticed, particularly, is that comments help, and I don't get a lot. And it kind of sucks. I wish that there was a lot more comments on the videos. And I don't mean letting toxic idiots spew nonsense on the videos. I mean intelligent comments from people who are actually watching and have feedback. Super Flash cheered 50 bits. He says, can we watch Detractor videos? No.
This caveat is absolute gold. I mean, what could people possibly say that the community doesn't already know, Phil? What more could you possibly be hiding? The position he's taking is also robust and delicious because he's legitimately asking for an echo chamber. If you say things he thinks are trollish, which could be as innocuous as disagreeing with him, you're a damn dirty detractor and a moron trying to derail his comment section.
So please leave comments on the videos if you enjoy it.
No.
I wonder, what should I do in regards to an event? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, we could do some kind of a summertime event, you know, but when would it be? And some people are like, dude, July 4th. Fuck your mother. Are you fucking stupid? July 4th is like not even 3 weeks away, and I'm going to be doing Elden Ring nonstop for the next 2 weeks, so I don't think that we should be planning the event that soon. But we did a summertime kind of bash last year where I called it like the cookout or something, and I had food that my wife had made, homemade food for the meal, and we did various different things. But I guess the question is, what would you like? Summer barbecue blast, eat some good smoked meats. Summer rageathon. See, let's start talking about this. I'm down for whatever. Whatever you guys want.
I mean, if it's a summertime event, I'm probably going to want to booze it up. I'm probably going to want to have some drinks during it.
Because liquor is quicker.
I, for one, hope he drinks heavily, because Phil has a tendency to let the mask slip more than usual when he's lubricated. And what's this event for again? Because it's summer? Is this a thing other streamers do? I mean, I threw a 1,000 sub stream. I know others that have done something similar, but typically there's a reason or an occasion to throw a party or a marathon, and sitting in front of a computer staring at text while drinking myself and talking again about Turkey Tom doesn't really feel like a party. It feels like sadness and self-loathing.
You know, some good food, some drinks, chill vibes. If you remember, that's what we did last summer, and it was very successful because I said, this is not anything serious. It's not like we have a set amount of games we have to play. Let's just relax and sit back and have some drinks and food and play some stuff and chill, hang out, right? I'd be down for that. But we got to figure out what we want to do during it. Should there be some Street Fighter? Should there be some Stardew Valley chill? Should we do something special? You know, by then I definitely would have beaten Shadow of the Erdtree. So maybe start a second run of Shadow of the Erdtree with a gimmick this time or something. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Maybe something specifically on the mini PC that we wouldn't normally do during normal streaming, so that way there's a reason to do it special because we're doing the marathon. I don't know. What do you think?
Excuse me.
What would you guys like? Huh? Oh, no, we're doing Stardew. You're not listening to the schedule? We're doing Stardew on nights. We're doing Stardew Saturday night. And we're doing Stardew Tuesday night next week. We're doing 2 nights of Stardew next week, even though we're doing Elden Ring. The only day I'm playing Elden Ring all day is Friday. Come on, listen. You're on a podcast. What's the point of having it open if you're not listening to it? You're not watching the podcast for me and my looks, all right? Let's be honest here. Most of you probably listen with your eyes closed so you don't have to vomit profusely all over your devices as you watch, right? Come on. This is high-quality content creation.
Phil, you don't sell self-deprecation well. You know you don't think you're ugly. Hell, you probably think you're a supermodel, and I'm not saying you're like Elephant Man ugly, but the only reason to look at you is to make fun of you when you make weird faces. Your facial hair, hairline, they're all terrible, and your skin looks like you bathe in Crisco. Just 0 out of 10, do not want to see. Also, how hard is it to be respectful to chat? I mean, I've had the same question asked in my chat 4 or 5 times by different people because they didn't all show up at the same time. You know, you quickly answer, you give an estimation if you can't sidebar, something like, oh, I actually answered that already. It was kind of a complex answer, but if you go back about 20 minutes, you can probably find it. I mean, isn't that better than insinuating your chat is stupid and not paying attention? I don't know. I'm just a guy from the Midwest. I'm probably dumb. What do I know?
Barbecue feasting with Phil, retro games,
And some drinks.
ooh. July 27th is walk on stilts day. Walk on stilts. So get boozed up, walk on stilts through my office, fall over, break all the equipment, go to the hospital. That sounds like a plan. By the way, once I upgrade my PC to cats, once I do the migration, and I get the Stream Deck, I'm going to be able to do one button thing, like do one button push, and then it's Raw Julia. Of course! Yes, I want to do that. I want to have things like that, little memes that I can hit. Remember, originally when I started doing direct capture 10 years ago, all right, I wanted to have the Adam Sandler, you blew it!
Chad, adultery is bad, but incest is better!
And I had it set up, but I always forgot to do it because it was like I had to fuck around to get it to play. Imagine I just press one button and I get to do it. Boop, boop, boop. That'd be perfect.
Look, I'm gonna keep saying it until it's definitive. I know my ego is telling me that Phil watches, but I don't truly believe he does. But I did just get my Stream Deck, and I've been talking about getting it for some time. And then boom, out of nowhere, Phil's talking about his donated Stream Deck. I don't know. I guess I'm wanting Senpai to notice me. Now, I've been at this for 6 months, less than that for streaming, and I immediately saw the need for a Stream Deck. Phil's been at this shit for 15 goddamned years. I mean, at some point, he's going to have to explain his failures, like where his money has gone, right? Right? Please?
Jordan, what are you talking about? Jordan, unmute your stream. Oh. I literally just answered this. You just super chatted the same question again. I just answered it.
Lord Prince Albert has done a super chat. He says, how about we go to 672's house, we do a pool party, get drunk, take our shirts off, whip the sausages out, and have a good time? Welcome to 672's Backyard Country Cookout.
You're on thin ice, DSP. Jordan's gonna stop contributing if you keep talking like that. No, but seriously, what the actual fuck are the rules for sex about DSP in his chat? I mean, you mentioned Stellar Blade, you're an immature asshole. You mentioned going to a party with a bunch of dudes and Phil will give the event its own nickname. And I think this goes to how he wants to be perceived. He wants to seem like a dude bro, but also like a white knight for his mall wife. And when you try to do both, you come off as disingenuous, which of course hurts the little to zero credibility that he has. But this is par for the course for the guy. Pretend to be things, get mad when no one believes you, isolate self further. We're on like the 6,000th iteration of this loop by now. Just like we're on the, like the 100th or so iteration of either videos or streams for this channel. Who would have thought I'd last this long? Big ups to Doody Streams and Mighty D for the clips. Mighty D, your cut-ins nearly made me cry on stream. I was laughing so hard, so additional big ups for you. Big ups to those who watch my videos, especially if you watch the whole thing. Y'all are the goats, but the goats of the goats are my members. So once again, a huge thank you to all the newbies, the neophytes, and the holy gym rats who infest the Iron Sanctuary. I appreciate everything y'all do. Till next time, swallows the goal for a troll, lift heavy, eat clean.